Jamahal Hill was a pretty respectable fighter early in his career. He became the first fighter to become an undisputed champion from Dana White's Contender Series. His run up until he became champ was solid as well. He was out there finishing his opponents, including guys like Jimmy Crute, Thiago Santos, and Johnny Walker. This dominant run earned him a title shot at UFC 283, where he defeated a 43-year-old Glover Teixeira. While his run to the title might have been easier than other fighters, it was still pretty impressive considering he came from Dana White's Contender Series and started his MMA career pretty late. For the most part, fans respected him and didn't have an issue with him. However, in recent years, people have been shifting their opinions on Jamahal Hill because of his questionable actions. Things started going downhill for Jamal in July 2023 when he tore his Achilles playing basketball. And if you know anything about tearing your Achilles, you know that it requires months of rehab and that it can also permanently alter your career. This meant that he couldn't train or fight for months. So Hill decided to vacate his belt because he didn't want to hold up the division.
Your Prohashkal was the champion. He suffered an injury. He gave up the belt and allowed for others to not hold the division up, to keep the division moving forward, and I'll do the same.
This was a pretty respectable decision considering he could have just held on to the belt if he wanted to. With that being said, Hill was out of the spotlight for a few months until November 2023, when Hill got charged with domestic violence for punching his brother over a disagreement about money related to the cleaning of Hill's vacant home. This man might have been inactive inside the octagon, but he seemed to be pretty active outside of it. He allegedly sucker punched his brother, knocking him down, and struck him again when he tried getting up. Respect to his brother for taking those shots. Maybe Johnny Walker can take a few notes from him. Anyways, Hill would go on to deny these accusations in a video on his channel 1 month later. This is where fans started questioning Jamahal Hill's character. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. His reputation really started to go downhill following UFC 300. For those of you who don't know what happened, Alex Pereira knocked out Jamahal Hill in the main event at UFC 300. Seconds before, Jamal kicked Alex near his crotch, and Herb stepped in to pause the fight. However, Alex told Herb to back off, and the fight resumed. A few seconds later, Alex hit Jamal with that infamous left hook, knocking him out and emoting on him afterwards. Everything was cool in the beginning. Hill took his L, and many fans forgot about what happened, until Hill decided to fire back almost 2 months after the fight by making an Instagram post about it. I'm not even gonna lie, other fans and I had forgotten about this knockout, but Jamahal Hill had to remind us all. Let's break down what he said in this post. Now, I haven't really spoken on this, but I went to Brazil and dog walked your guy in one of the most one-sided ass whoopings in championship history, and after showed nothing but respect and paid homage. I've never celebrated over an opponent I beat and even called out my fans for disrespecting Johnny Walker after I slept him. But because I showed competitive fire and was excited to be back after an injury that could have ended my career, y'all think this was funny or cool? Alex Pereira, you really set up a punch you couldn't get to without a weird confusing moment and did some weak shit. But it's okay because you will fight me again and my eyes won't leave you until you're as stiff as Izzy left you in Miami. If this doesn't scream salty, I don't know what does. By the way, when he said I went to Brazil and dog walked your guy, he's referring to Glover Teixeira. Bro had to bring up his victory over a 43-year-old Glover just because Alex and Glover are buddies. I get that Hill showed respect to Glover after beating him, but that doesn't mean every fighter will show him the respect. And let's be honest, Alex's celebration wasn't even that bad to begin with. I don't know why he's getting pressed over it. Another issue I had with this Instagram post was when Hill said you really set up a punch you couldn't get to without a weird confusing moment and did some weak shit. He's basically implying that Herb Dean made things confusing by stepping in. If you rewatch the fight, the moment was anything but confusing. I know Herb stepped in to call a timeout, but he backed off right away. Hill literally touched gloves right after, which indicated he was ready to go. Not to mention, Hill even threw the first punch after the timeout. These just seemed like weak excuses, and what didn't make sense was why he waited almost 2 months to fire back. And what's funny is how unfazed Alex was to this post. This man straight up commented, "You reap what you sow, Shama." A few days later, Hill doubled down on his saltiness by posting a picture of Izzy knocking out Alex at UFC 287, along with a sorry ass caption that totally scared Alex. Imagine having to bring up a fighter that knocked you out, getting knocked out by someone else. I don't know if I'm the only one, but they seemed hella desperate. Trust me, no one was praising Hill after posting this, especially after waiting 2 months to start making excuses. If anything, fans were clowning this man. Just take a look at these comments. These trolls really got to Jamahal Hill. He was so mad that he challenged these trolls to come spar with him for 20k, and if they lost, they got nothing.
Hey, yo, all that, bro. At the end of the day, bro, y'all can only talk so much shit before somebody, you know what I mean, start to say something back. So for all y'all that's talking all this shit about this fighting shit, y'all want to speak on some fighting shit, we talk money shit. 20 bands, pull up to the gym. Anybody that, all y'all that's talking on these posts and all of this shit, and talking this and that, I got 20 bands. Pull up to the gym, bro. Come get paid. I know y'all broke and need it.
This was next level. Imagine getting hurt by some trolls in your comment section. Here's the thing about Jamahal Hill though. This dude loves being a keyboard warrior, especially during his rehab process from his ruptured Achilles. He would go off on these Twitter trolls, and it made him come off as insecure and butthurt. If you're ever bored and need a laugh, just go look at Jamahal Hill's Twitter account. There are countless posts where this man loses it because of people trolling him. Let's look at a few of these comments from his account. But y'all sit on burner accounts sucking off grown men and complaining about others' achievements that have achieved more than you in life? Yeah, okay. This dude was not having it, and it seemed like these trolls owned some sort of real estate in his head. He also went on to complain about the pound for pound rankings on Twitter, saying, "Crazy how a year ago when I won the title in a record-setting performance and showed complete dominance, but was only ranked 14, never going past 12 pound for pound. But everybody else that has won a title was immediately put in the top 8, even off of a split decision that most saw you lose." I guess he didn't have anything better to do when he was injured, so he became a keyboard warrior and decided to be offended by the trolls. At the end of the day, he's a professional fighter who is supposed to have thick skin against these comments. But hey, I guess that's not the case for Jamahal Hill. To make matters worse, a couple of days ago, Jamahal Hill posted a 40-minute video where he reacted to Demetrius Johnson reacting to his fight with Alex Pereira. I guess he just doesn't want people to forget about his ass getting knocked out at UFC 300 because he keeps reminding us. I haven't seen a fighter cope this hard after his loss than Jamahal Hill.
Say what happened. To point out, from my point of view, what happened and what it is. I can, like, the fact of this, oh, he can't accept the loss, he needs to cope.
In the video, he basically breaks down what went on in the fight and continues to give excuses as to what happened. Hill was also making it sound like Pereira was scared of him during the fight, which is false because Alex dominated Hill. I'm not gonna break down the entire video because it's 40 minutes, so go check it out on Jamahal Hill's channel. The entire situation for Jamahal Hill is sad. From him allegedly punching his brother to making up excuses for his loss against Alex Pereira at UFC 300 and getting into keyboard wars with Twitter trolls. It's hella sad. This man is ruining his own reputation, and many fans can't take this guy seriously anymore. What do you guys think? Is Jamahal Hill the saltiest fighter in the UFC right now? Let me know in the comment section down below, and be sure to subscribe if you already haven't. Anyways guys, take it easy.